Have you ever turned around in your own kitchen and caught your cat doing something? You do? The exact tilt of the head, the slow blink, the way you pause at the window before the coffee finishes brewing. And for one strange second, your stomach drops, because it isn't a coincidence. That little animal has been watching you, studying you, longer than you'd ever guess. And right now, you're going to learn just how deep that goes. Most people think cats ignore them. That's the joke, right? The aloof cat, the independent loner, the creature that tolerates you for food and warmth and nothing more. But here's what nobody tells you at 40, 50, 60 years old. The cat sitting across the room has built a quiet, detailed map of who you are. Your habits, your moods, your routines. And sometimes, when you least expect it, that cat holds the map up like a mirror. I want you to think back. Really think. Has your cat ever stretched the moment you stretched? Yawned when you yawned? Walked to the door seconds before you reached for your keys? Before you'd made a single sound? You probably brushed it off. Cute. Funny. A fluke. But what if I told you those weren't flukes at all? What if your cat has been learning the rhythm of your life so closely that it now moves to your music? There's a particular feeling that comes with getting older. You start noticing the small things again. The quiet house, the afternoon light, the company of an animal who somehow always knows where you are. And maybe you've wondered, does this little creature actually understand me? Or am I just lonely and imagining it? Sit with me for the next few minutes, because the truth is far stranger and far warmer than you think. Here's the part that gives people chills. Cats don't just watch what you do, they watch how you do it, the order you do things in, the sound your chair makes when you stand, the specific shuffle of your slippers down the hall. To a cat, you are the most important documentary ever made, playing every single day. And they don't miss an episode. They've memorized your show better than you've memorized it yourself. Think about the last time you were sad. Truly sad. Maybe you didn't say a word. Maybe you just sat a little heavier on the couch, breathing a little slower. And there came the cat. Quiet. Close. Pressing into your side like it knew. Because it did know. It read the change in you the way you'd read a headline. Cats are studying the language underneath your words. The one you forgot you were even speaking. Now, I'm not here to tell you your cat is plotting something. Though, let's be honest, sometimes that look in their eyes does make you wonder. What I'm telling you is bigger and gentler than that. Your cat has spent every quiet hour of its life turning you into the one subject it knows by heart. And the imitation, the mirroring you catch out of the corner of your eye, that's not mockery. That's connection. That's love in a strange coat. But how? How does an animal that can't speak a word of English learn the choreography of a human life? How does it know to wait by the window at the exact hour you usually come home? How does it pick up your habits, the good ones and the embarrassing ones, and quietly fold them into itself? That's what we're going to unpack piece by piece today. And I promise you'll never watch your cat the same way again. Because by the end of this, you'll understand something most cat owners go their whole lives without realizing. You'll know why your cat copies you. You'll know what it's actually trying to tell you when it does. And you'll finally see the relationship for what it truly is. Not a pet and an owner, but two creatures who've been quietly learning each other for years. Studying, adapting, becoming a little more alike every day. So, before we go any deeper, let me ask you something, just between us. Have you ever felt like your cat knows you better than some people in your life do? Be honest. Because if that thought ever crossed your mind, you weren't being foolish. You were noticing something real. And in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly where that uncanny accuracy comes from. And the first sign your cat has been studying you all along. Let's start with the eyes. A cat's eyes are built for one thing above all else: watching. While you go about your day half asleep, half distracted, your cat is locked in, tracking, recording. Those eyes follow you from room to room, not because the cat is bored, but because you are the single most fascinating thing in its entire world. You are the weather it lives under. And it studies the weather very, very carefully. Sit with what that means. A 2015 study found that cats behave differently depending on whether their owner is smiling or frowning. They read the mood, not the features. So every time you walked in carrying a hard day, your cat caught it, not from your face alone, but from your posture, your steps, your voice. Over the years, that became an animal that can sense your mood before you've named it yourself. The second sign is in the timing. Cats are creatures of routine, yes, but here's the twist. They don't run on their own schedule. They run on yours, your alarm, your coffee, your evening sit-down in the same worn chair. The cat learned all of it, and it built its entire day around the shape of your day. You didn't train it to do that. It chose to. It wrapped its life around yours, hour by hour, on its own. Maybe you've seen it. You're about to get up. You haven't moved yet, haven't said a thing, and the cat is already standing, already stretching, already heading toward the kitchen. How? It read the tiny signals you didn't know you were sending. The shift of your weight. The breath before you rise. After years of watching, your cat learned to see the future in your body. A small future, sure, but it sees it. And this is where the imitation begins to make sense. When something studies you that closely for that long, it starts to absorb you. Cats are mimics by nature. It's how kittens learn from their mothers. Watch, then copy. Watch, then copy. Except your cat's mother isn't around anymore. You are. So your cat watches you. And slowly, without either of you noticing, it begins to copy the only parent it has left. You. That's why you catch it stretching when you stretch, pausing when you pause, settling down for the night at the same moment you do. It learned the rhythm of a human the way a child learns a language, by living inside it every single day, until the sounds become its own. Your cat doesn't have words, so it borrowed your movements instead. It speaks you, quietly, fluently, in a tongue made entirely of habit. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. It's just an animal copying what it sees. There's nothing deep about it. And I understand why you'd say that. We're taught to keep our feelings about pets reasonable, measured, grown up. But let me ask you this. If the copying means nothing, then why does it always seem to happen when the cat is closest to you? Why never with a stranger? Why only with you? Because imitation, in the animal world, is intimacy. Creatures copy what they trust. They mirror what they feel safe beside. Your cat doesn't imitate the mailman. It doesn't study the neighbor. It studies you. Because somewhere along the way, you became its home, its anchor, its whole sense of how the world is supposed to work. The mimicry isn't random. It's a love letter written in body language. And here's something that might catch you off guard. While your cat was busy studying you, you were quietly studying it too. You learned its sounds, its moods, the difference between the hungry meow and the lonely one. The two of you have been teaching each other this whole time without a single lesson plan. So let me ask before we go on, what's the one habit your cat copied from you that surprised you most? There's something most people never stop to consider: how cats actually learn. For a long time, scientists assumed they couldn't learn by watching at all. Dogs, sure. But cats were thought too independent, too solitary. Then the research arrived and flipped the whole picture. Cats can learn by observation. They watch a task done, and they reproduce it. And the one they watch most in all the world is you. In 2020, researchers in Budapest documented something remarkable. A cat named Ebisu was shown actions by her owner, opening a drawer, spinning around, touching an object. Actions she'd never been asked to do that way before. And she copied them correctly about 81% of the time. 81%. Before that, only dolphins, parrots, and apes had been shown to imitate humans like that. Now, cats. So when you open a cabinet a certain way, and weeks later you catch your cat working that same latch with its paw, that may be no accident. Ebisu proved cats can map their own bodies onto ours, watching how our hands move and translating it into paws. You've been teaching a quiet class this whole time, standing at the front of a room you never knew existed, and your cat has been the most devoted student in it. And the things your cat copies tell you exactly what it pays attention to. Do you know what cats notice most? The calm moments, the slow mornings, the quiet evenings, the times your hands move softly. Cats rarely mirror your chaos. They mirror your peace. They're drawn to the gentlest version of you, the one the rest of the world rarely gets to see, and they save it. And in their own way, they give it back. Think about that the next time you feel like you've gotten older and slower, like your quiet days don't amount to much. There's a creature in your home who treasures exactly those days, who studies your stillness like it's the most important thing in the universe. To your cat, your ordinary Tuesday afternoon isn't ordinary at all. It's the lesson. It's the whole curriculum. It's the part of you worth becoming. And let's not pretend it's all gentle either. Sometimes cats copy the funny things, the human things, the things that make you laugh out loud. The cat that flops onto the couch the second you flop onto the couch. The cat that has to sit in your chair the moment you leave it, still warm. The cat that somehow has learned to sigh. An actual, dramatic, world-weary sigh. Right when you do, they're studying all of it. There's a reason older folks and cats seem to fit together so well, and this is part of it. A cat rewards a slower life. It thrives on routine, on quiet, on presence. The very things the world stops asking of you as you age are the exact things a cat treasures most. While everyone else races past, your cat is sitting beside you saying, in its own silent way, "This pace is perfect. Stay here. Let me learn you." And the learning never stops. That's what's so remarkable. A cat doesn't study you for a month and then file you away. It updates the file every single day. When your routine changes, it notices within days. When you slow down, it slows with you. When you start sleeping in, it adjusts. It's a living portrait of you, repainted constantly, always current, always keeping up with the person you're becoming. Which means something a little staggering if you let it land. Your cat may know the present version of you better than almost anyone. Not the you from 20 years ago that old friends remember. Not the you in photographs. The you of now, this week, this season of your life. The cat has no nostalgia. It only knows the person in front of it. And it has studied that person with total, undivided devotion. So here's a question to carry into the next part. If your cat has been learning you this carefully, this faithfully, what exactly is it hoping to do with everything it knows? Because the imitation isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of one. The copying, the mirroring, the studying. It's all building towards something. And in the next stretch, I'm going to show you what your cat is really after. So what is your cat actually after? Why study a human so closely for so many years? The answer is simpler and deeper than you'd expect. Your cat is trying to communicate. It can't use your words, so it learned the next best thing. It learned your patterns, so it could slip its own messages inside them. Every imitation is a sentence. And once you know how to read them, your cat has been talking to you all along. Consider this. Many cats learn the rhythm of human conversation. They wait for you to finish a sentence, then answer with a meow. You speak, they pause, then they reply. That back and forth isn't instinct, it's copied. They studied how we take turns when we talk, and they fit themselves into the dance. Your cat learned the shape of a conversation for one reason only, so it could have one with you. And the meow itself? Here's something that may stop you cold. Adult cats almost never meow at other cats. The meow is something they developed almost entirely for us. They watched how humans respond to sound, and they engineered a voice to reach us with. Your cat studied you and then invented a language aimed straight at your heart. That sound it makes when you walk in the door, it built that. for you. Some cats go even further. They learn to mimic specific sounds that get specific results. The little chirp that means, "Follow me." The drawn-out cry that's eerily close to a human's call. There are cats who've learned to make a noise that sounds almost like their owner's name for them. They're not just copying you for company. They're copying you to be understood, reaching across the gap between species, one sound at a time. Now think about how lonely that gap could be. Two creatures living in the same house, with no shared language between them. And yet your cat refused to accept the silence. It spent its whole life building a bridge out of imitation. Your gestures, your timing, your sounds, just so it could meet you in the middle. Most people never realize they're being reached for, but you've been reached for, every single day. This is the part that tends to land hardest for folks in their 40s, 50s, beyond. Because by this stage of life, you know something about being misunderstood, about feeling unseen, about the people who stopped really looking at you years ago. And then there's this small animal that has done nothing but look, that has studied you precisely because it wants to know you. Imagine being known like that, and never noticing. But you're noticing now. That's the whole point of sitting here together. Once you understand that the imitation is the cat's way of saying, "I see you, I'm learning you, I want to be close to you," you can't unsee it. The next time it copies your stretch, your sigh, your slow walk to the window, you'll know. That's not a parlor trick. That's the closest thing to "I love you" an animal without words can offer. And here's the thing about love expressed through imitation. It asks something gentle of you in return. It asks you to be worth copying. Cats absorb the version of you they're around the most. So the calmer you are, the calmer they tend to grow. The gentler your hands, the softer they become. In studying you, your cat is slowly shaped by you. You're not just an owner. You're the example. The original it's working from. There's a quiet responsibility in that, isn't there? Somewhere in your home is a creature taking its cues from how you move through the world. When you're patient, it learns patience. When you're at peace, it settles. You are, in a very real sense, raising a small mirror. And the mirror reflects whatever you bring home each day. The good days shape it. The hard ones shape it too. It's all going in. So before we move on, I want you to picture your cat right now, wherever it is in your home. And I want you to consider that everything it does, the way it sits, the way it greets you, the way it copies your rhythms, is a record of years spent studying one person, you. Hold on to that thought, because in the next part, we're going to look at what happens when a cat has studied you so long that it starts to predict you. Prediction. That's the next level, and it's where things get genuinely uncanny. Because once a cat has studied you long enough, it stops just reacting to you and starts anticipating you. It knows what you'll do before you do it. It's standing at the bowl before you've touched the food, waiting at the door before the car's in the driveway. It learned your future by memorizing your past. And it's almost always right. Maybe you've lived this without ever naming it. The cat appears at your side seconds before you'd planned to call it. It's curled on the bed before you even feel tired. It's reading the early signals, the ones you don't know you give. A shift in your breathing, a glance at the clock, the crack of your knees as you start to stand. To a cat that studied you for years, those tiny tells light up like a sign. Some cats become so accurate they seem to sense things before there's any visible sign at all. Owners report cats who knew they were getting sick before any symptoms showed. Cats who grew clingy days before bad news arrived. We don't fully understand all of it. The science is still catching up. But part of it is simple, relentless observation. The cat noticed a change in you that you hadn't noticed yourself yet. Think about what kind of attention that requires. To catch a shift so subtle, the person living inside that body missed it. That's not a casual glance now and then. That's devotion. That's a creature whose default setting is watch this human, always, completely. And here's the part that gets me. They don't do it for praise. There's no reward. They study you simply because you matter that much to them. There's an old idea that cats are selfish, that they only care about themselves. And I'll be honest with you, I think we got that wrong. A selfish animal doesn't memorize your moods. A selfish animal doesn't reshape its entire day around your schedule. A selfish animal doesn't press close the moment it senses you're hurting. What we mistook for coldness was actually attention so quiet we never recognized it as love. Sit with that idea for a second. The deepest kinds of love don't always announce themselves. They don't bark. They don't demand. They don't put on a show. Sometimes love simply sits across the room and watches you, faithfully, for years, learning every line of you, asking for nothing, staying near. We spend whole lives chasing love that's loud, and all the while, it's been there on the windowsill, quiet. I think a lot of us, as we get older, start to wonder if we're still being truly seen. The kids grew up and moved on. Friends drifted. The phone rings less than it used to. And in the middle of all that quiet, there's this animal who never stopped paying attention, who still studies you like you're the most important thing in the house. Because to that cat, you are. You always have been. You always will be. So the imitation, the prediction, the mirroring. Step back and it all becomes one thing. It becomes proof. Proof that you are watched, known, and held in the attention of another living creature. Proof that even on the days you feel invisible to the rest of the world, you are utterly visible to the small one at your feet. That's not a small thing. In a quiet life, that might be one of the biggest things there is. And here's a gentle twist worth sitting with. The studying goes both ways, but it deepens over time. The longer you live with a cat, the more accurate it becomes. And the more accurate you become at reading it. Years in, the two of you can communicate across a room with a single look. No words, no sound. Just two creatures who studied each other so long they finally learned to speak without speaking at all. That's a kind of closeness most people never achieve with anyone. And you might have it sitting in your living room right now and not even realize the rarity of it. So as we head into the next part, I want you to start thinking about your own cat differently. Not as a pet that happens to copy you, but as a lifelong student of you. Because next, we're going to talk about what that bond gives back to you. Let's turn the camera around for a moment. We've talked about what your cat gets from studying you. But what does all this give back to you? More than most people ever stop to count. Because living alongside a creature that watches you this closely changes you quietly over the years. It steadies you. It softens you. It gives your days a shape and a witness. And most folks never realize how much they lean on it. Start with routine. A cat that has studied your schedule will hold you to it. It gets you up in the morning when the bed feels too good to leave. It reminds you to eat, to pause, to sit down in the evening. For a lot of people living alone, especially later in life, that gentle structure is a lifeline. The cat isn't just learning your routine, it's protecting it, keeping you anchored to the rhythm of a day. Then there's the touch. The warmth of a cat that has chosen, after years of study, to settle against you. That weight on your lap isn't nothing. Science has shown that a cat's purr can lower stress, ease blood pressure, calm a racing heart. But you don't need a study to feel it. You just need to have sat in a quiet room with a purring cat and felt something inside you finally loosen and let go. And the company, let's not undersell the company. There's a particular silence that fills a home when no one else is there. A heavy kind of quiet. But a cat changes the texture of that silence completely. Suddenly the quiet has a heartbeat in it. A presence. Someone who notices when you come and go. The house stops being empty and starts being shared. That shift is enormous, even if it's hard to put into words. Here's something I've noticed, talking to people who've loved cats for decades. They often say the same thing, that their cat seemed to arrive exactly when they needed it. After a loss, after a move, after the children left. As if the timing were somehow arranged. I don't know how to explain that, and I won't pretend to. But I do know this. A creature that studies you that closely has a way of meeting you right where you are. And meeting you where you are matters more as the years add up, because life keeps asking us to adjust. Bodies slow down. Worlds get smaller. The things we could once do easily take a little more now. And through all of it, the cat simply adapts alongside you. It never asks you to be who you used to be. It studies who you are today, and it loves that person completely. No mourning the past, just presence, just now. There's a freedom in that, if you've never felt it. To be around something that holds no expectations of your former self. Your cat doesn't remember you young and miss it, doesn't compare you to who you were. It only knows the person feeding it this morning, and that person is enough. More than enough. The whole world to it. When was the last time you felt that? Accepted entirely. Exactly as you are right now. This is why I think the bond between older folks and cats runs so much deeper than people give it credit for. It's not just companionship. It's being studied without being judged. Being known without being measured. Being loved by something that has watched your every ordinary day and decided those days were worth devoting a whole life to. That's a rare gift. And it's purring on the couch like it's no big deal at all. And maybe that's the quiet trait at the heart of it. Your cat spends its life learning you. And in return, it teaches you something you might have forgotten. It teaches you that you're worth paying attention to. That your small life, your slow mornings, your quiet evenings are worth studying. Worth staying for. The cat sees value in you that the busy world stopped acknowledging, and it reminds you of that daily. So as we move toward the final stretch, I want you to hold both halves of this together. Your cat studies you because you matter to it, and in studying you, it makes you feel like you matter, which, on the hard days, can be everything. Next, we're going to dig into the strangest, most specific ways cats imitate the humans they love. The little behaviors that'll make you say, wait, mine does that too. Let's get specific now. The strange, particular ways cats copy the people they study. Start with sleep. Cats often sync their sleeping schedule to their owners. They learn when you wind down, and they wind down with you. Some owners swear their cat even shifted to their new bedtime when their schedule changed. The cat watched, adjusted, and matched it. Two creatures clocking out for the night at the very same hour. Then there's the food thing. Cats frequently develop preferences that mirror their owner's habits. Wanting to eat when you eat, begging at the exact moments you snack. Some cats learn the specific sounds of your routine so well they react to the crinkle of one particular wrapper. They studied your kitchen like a second language. They know the difference between you making coffee and you making something they might get a taste of. Here's one that surprises people. Cats copy how you treat them. A household that's gentle and slow tends to produce a gentle, slow cat. A home full of soft voices grows a cat that answers softly. They absorb the emotional temperature of the people they study and reflect it right back. So, in a strange way, your cat's personality is partly a portrait of your own. Look closely, and you might see yourself in it. Some cats learn to use objects the way they've watched you use them, pawing at light switches, pushing doors, tapping a phone screen because they've seen 1,000 hours of you doing it. There are cats that learn to knock on a door, cats that learn to turn on faucets, all from watching. They don't have hands like yours, but they studied your hands so long they figured out how to do it their own way. And then the emotional mirroring, which is the deepest of all. Cats pick up on your stress and grow stressed. They sense your calm and grow calm. When you're grieving, many become quieter, closer, more careful. They studied the link between how you feel and how you act, and now they live inside that link with you. When your heart is heavy, theirs seems to lower its head too. They carry a little of it, so you don't carry it alone. Then there's the slow blink, and this one has real science behind it. Researchers at the universities of Sussex and Portsmouth found that when you narrow your eyes and slowly blink at a cat, it tends to slow blink right back. They called it the closest thing to a cat's smile. It's a small exchange of trust, copied back and forth between two species. Try it tonight. Odds are, your cat already knows the game. I had someone tell me once that their cat learned to wait by the phone whenever they were on a difficult call, because it had studied the change in their voice during hard conversations. It couldn't understand the words, but it understood the tone, the tension, the shift in the body, and it stationed itself nearby every time, like a small guard. That's the level of attention we're talking about. That's how closely they watch. What gets me about all these examples is how individual they are. No two cats copy the same things, because no two humans are the same to copy. Your cat's imitations are a fingerprint of your specific life. The things it does that no other cat does, those came from you and only you. In a way, your cat is the one creature on Earth carrying a living impression of exactly how you move through your days. So when people say, all cats are basically the same, I just smile. Because I know better, and now you do too. The cat in your home is unlike any other cat that has ever lived, because it was shaped by a person unlike any other who has ever lived. You. It studied you specifically, and it became something only you could have created. That's not just a pet. That's a one-of-a-kind reflection of one-of-a-kind you. And that brings us close to the heart of everything. Because if your cat is a reflection of you, then loving it well means becoming someone worth reflecting. We're almost to the part where it all ties together. But before we get there, I've got something to share with you. A small thing. A warm thing. And then we're going to bring this whole story home. Stay with me. The best part is still ahead. Before we step into the final stretch, let me say something plainly, just to you. If you've stayed with me all the way here near the end, I'd be glad if you'd subscribe and let us keep you company through the week. We make these for people who already know the truth, that a cat was never just a pet. It's family. It's the heartbeat in a quiet house. And if you know that in your bones, you're one of us. And the fact that you're still here tells me something true about you. You're someone who notices, who sits with the small things, the quiet things, the way your cat sits with you. Most people scroll right past a life like that. You didn't. So let's get straight back to it. Because there's one last layer to this story we haven't touched, and it's the one that ties everything else together. Stay close. Here's the layer. We've talked about your cat studying you for years, but have you ever stopped to wonder what it would do without you? A cat that has built its entire understanding of the world around one person. What happens to it when that person isn't there? The answer reveals just how deep this bond really runs, and it might change how you think about every ordinary day you spend together. Cats grieve. We don't always see it, because they grieve the way they do everything else. Quietly. A cat that loses its person will often search the house, wait by the door, sit in the spot you always sat. It studied your presence so completely that your absence becomes a shape it can feel. It knows you're missing the way you'd know a missing tooth. The studying that built such closeness also makes the loss profound. I don't tell you this to sadden you. I tell you because it's the final proof of everything we've discussed. You don't grieve what you never studied. You don't search for what you never truly knew. The fact that a cat can miss a person that deeply means it knew that person that deeply. All those years of watching weren't idle. They were love being stored up day by day into something that runs bone deep. And it works the other way too, doesn't it? Anyone who's lost a cat they loved knows the house goes strangely silent. The routine breaks. The small daily witness is gone. You find yourself looking to the windowsill out of habit, and the ache of the empty spot tells you exactly how much was there. We study them as surely as they study us. The bond was never one-sided. It was two creatures, learning each other by heart. So here's what I'd gently offer you. Don't wait to notice the studying until it's gone. The slow blink across the room, the way it finds you in a quiet house, the little imitations that made you smile today. Those are the love letters. They're being written right now, in real time, in the language of a creature that chose you. Read them while you can. Answer them while they're still being sent. They won't last forever. Because that's the quiet truth underneath this whole story. The thing that makes your cat's attention so precious isn't that it's endless. It's that it isn't. There are only so many slow mornings, so many evenings on the couch, so many times that small face will look up and study yours. And every single one of them is a gift you'll only fully understand the weight of later. So understand it now. Sit with it now. The cat that imitates you isn't mocking you, and it never was. It's keeping you, learning you so it never has to lose you, becoming a little more like you so that some part of you lives in it too. That's what all the watching was for. Not curiosity, not coincidence. Connection, the patient, wordless, faithful kind that asks for nothing and gives you everything, one ordinary day at a time. So tonight, go find your cat, sit with it, let it study you, and study it back. And if this touched something in you, share it with 5 people who love their cats the way you love yours. They'll feel it too. Subscribe, stay with us, and leave me a sincere comment below. What has your cat taught you about being seen? And tell me, what should we explore together next? I'm listening, just like your cat always has.